Welcome to part 2 of this video series of creating a vertical batch shooter in Unity. We're going to be going over Unity setup, bringing our assets into Unity, and animation. Let's get started. And after you finally get your project created, you're going to have a file like this open. Your window's going to look like this. We're going to go down to the projects tab where it says assets and start to import these images. We're going to import these image assets. So see where it says assets, it has a scenes folder by default, and it'll open the sample scene when you create your Unity file. That's the first thing it has. And all we're gonna do is right click and create a new folder. Right click, create folder, and I'm gonna call this our assets. I'm trying to think of a name that can be all encompassing. Now first thing I'm gonna do is, here I'll show this on screen. First thing I'm going to do is drag this fireball in here, and then I'm going to drag in the castle, and this is all you need to do, just drag and drop them. We will have to adjust them momentarily, but for now I'm just trying to get them all in there. And you see these are in folders. I'm just going to drag that folder in there because I want to keep them separated. And now that I did that, I'm going to highlight all these images, and over here it should be 2D and UI. By default it imported that, and then right here the pivot point, I want my pivot point to be on the bottom. I'm gonna do the same thing to these skelly images. Let's see, they're already 2D by default. That's good. Let's see. I'm going to change all the pivots to the bottom. Do the same with the impact. Hit apply. Then with the bat, select all these images. I just click the first one, hold shift, click the last one. And go change this to bottom, apply. Now that we have all these images imported, this is all you need to do to import them. You see if I just drag this out, the image is there, and because it's a PNG, we exported them as PNGs, there is no background, and that's exactly what we want. Now I'm gonna take this sample scene and just call it game scene. So now I'm just gonna drop that background image in there. I'm just gonna drop the castle in there. I'll scale it up a bit. And all I'm doing is rebuilding the same scene I had in Photoshop. Now I'm just gonna take the bat, put him out there, and he's a little big. And I planned on that. I wanted it to be bigger than it was actually gonna be. So I'm just gonna change scale to 0.5 across the board. Okay, I got my bat. And I have Skelly. Put Skelly on there, kind of big. He'll be 0.5 as well. Now that I have my scene laid out, actually I want to remove this grid, and to do that, normally there's a button up here, but if you go over to the top right of your screen, click on these 3 dots and then go to overlay menu, you'll see grid and snap. Just click on that. It'll bring up the options so you can turn off the grid. And now I'm going to set up the animations for this bat, and to do that I'm going to pretty much open these images, the bat images down here, the folder, just so I can have access to them. I'm going to click on the bat and go to window, and then I'm going to go to animation, animation. That's going to pull up this animation bar right here. And now I got the bat selected. I'm just going to hit create. It's going to ask you where to save these the asset, and pretty much this right here, this assets is the assets right here. So I'm actually gonna go into we'll make a new folder and just call it animation. Animations. And then we go in that folder and make a new folder and call it bat, because there's going to be several animation files. The file name, I'm just going to call this idle, because if the bat's just sitting there, that's the animation we're going to create. Hit save. Now the way this works, if you've ever used something like a video editing software where there's keyframes that look like little diamonds, like Premiere Pro or After Effects, it's similar to that. So this first frame is just bat flap 1, and that is the reason I named these frames with a number behind them, so I can just go in order. So bat flap 1 is going to be the first frame, bat flap 2 will be the second frame, and I'm going to space these about 5 apart just to start. Bat flap 3, bat flap 4, bat flap 5, bat flap 6. All right, let's see. I don't know why it's happening. Something weird's going on here. Okay, all I did was I changed the order. I was having an issue where the bat was clipping. Right here in the bat, it looks like it's turning invisible, but what's happening, I think there's a conflict with the background, because since it's 2D, since it's a 2D file, everything is just stacked in one area, so I just had to set the order and layer. I just select the background and click -1, order and layer. So now my animation, you can see each frame. And this is just going to be when he's idling. And actually, I think I'm going to take out this effect right here. I mean, it looks cool, but it looks like I'm attacking and not flying. I think that's what's messing this up for me. So I'll just select that and delete it. And I'm going to move this where that was. And I think it'll look better afterwards. Even though I do like the effect, it doesn't fit. It doesn't look like he's flying. It looks like he's attacking. Now let me see here, hit play. That's a little better. Actually, now it can go a little faster. I think that effect was just throwing off the look of it. There we go, a little slower. And the main thing is, the further apart these are, the slower the frame is gonna play, or the longer the frame will hold. See right here, this one holds a long time and then it flaps down really fast. And now I also want to set up the animations for Skelly, the enemy. He's only got one animation. He's just going to chatter. Actually, I might have a hurt animation when he gets hit. But for now, I'm just going to work on this chatter. So I got him selected. Go to Window, Animation, Create. And actually I didn't put those in the bat. I'm gonna drag those in the bat real quick, and then right click, new folder, Skelly, go in there, call it idle. So when you're not doing anything, this animation is just gonna loop, and I kind of just want him to chatter, like just clack his jaw back and forth. So let's see here, and he's gonna slowly open his mouth. See this? And then he's gonna close it. And I'm just gonna take these first 2 frames and put them in reverse order. So the second one, I'm gonna copy that, put it behind the third one where his mouth is fully open, and then this one right here. And I just want him to be chomping the whole time, like he's chewing on something. So now I'm going to go into animations, Skelly. See these animations we created? They create these little animation files, this little square that's moving really fast somewhere. And the next thing I need to do is set up the actual animator. Select the bat, right, actually here, animations, put that in the bat, and then open the bat flap animator. This one is a little different because instead of hurt it has attack, and it will be a trigger as well because you're idling, you attack, you want to play the attack animation and then go back to idling. So I'm going to make a transition to spit attack. And then from spit attack, I will also make a transition back to idle. The condition, I gotta add a parameter. I'm adding a trigger, and I'm gonna say attack. So it will attack and then go right back. And same here, does not have an exit time, does not have a fixed duration. Does not have an exit time, doesn't have a fixed duration. Well, for now, this is set up. Go to game. Now we have all our animations set up. We set up the animator. Next thing I'm going to do is set up some colliders and prepare these assets so they can be coded, so we can get some interactivity.